The Seattle Mariners look to avoid a 5-game losing streak as they play in the rubber match against their AL West opponent, Texas Rangers. And we welcome you into this coverage of Three's Crowd Live. I'm Preston Vargas, ready for this one. Before we get into it, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more live streams like this and normal podcasts. So the Rangers looking for the sweep in this one this evening, as they've beaten the Mariners by 1 run in each of their last couple games in this series. In the previous two, I should say, won 3-2 last night and 2-1 on Monday night. So let's take a look at the starting pitching here for both teams. On the mound for the Rangers is going to be Mackenzie Gore with taking a 1-0 record, ERA of 3.97 with a WHIP of .97. Only 8 hits allowed in 11 innings, 16 strikeouts, 3 walks allowed, 2 homers round. On the other side, it is Brian Wu making the start for Seattle. He had a no decision in his last. He's had 2 no decisions in his starts this year. ERA of 1.38, 13 innings pitched, 5 hits, and 15 strikeouts. So this should be a good one this afternoon between these two teams. Let's get a quick look at the starting lineups. First for Seattle, it's going to be Rob Refsnyder, who is yet to hit this season, 13 plate appearances. Kyle Raleigh, who's not having the best start to the season, going 7 for 45. Julio Rodriguez, a slow start to the season for him, 7 for 46 right now. Randy Arozarena, Brendan Donovan, Mitch Garver, who's 0 for 5 in his plate appearances this season. He'll start at catcher tonight, or this afternoon. J.P. Crawford, 2-14 this season. And you have Connor Joe making his first start and first appearance for the Mariners this season, after his contract was selected from AAA Tacoma today. And then you also have Cole Young, starting at second base. He'll be batting 9th. So see how these two teams do. So we take a look at some injury news. Reason why Connor Joe is starting at first is Victor Robles is on the injured list. Just placed on the injured list today with a pec strain, so he's out for the next 10 days at least. But we'll see how he does. Looking at the Rangers defensively, so we'll start with the pitcher and catcher. Of course, we went over Mackenzie Gore. Starting catcher is going to be Danny Jansen, who played with the Blue Jays in their American League pennant season last year. Infield looks like this: Jake Berger at first, Josh Smith at second. At third for the Rangers is going to be Ezekiel Duran. He'll be starting at third this afternoon for them. And at short is Corey Seager. Then in the outfield, it's going to be Brandon Nimmo in right, Wyatt Langford in left field, and Evan Carter in center. Pretty good outfield there for the Rangers. As we are just about to go here, game should be starting in less than a minute or so. But this should be a good one here. Taking a look at the regular season series, these two teams will play each other in Seattle next weekend for a 3-game set. One of them is going to be nationally televised on Fox. They won't play again until July 24th through 26th. Through the 27th. And then one more series in Seattle in September. So, of course, Seattle was less than 6 outs away from making the World Series last year, but lost in Game 7 to the Toronto Blue Jays, but they're off to a 4-8 start to the season. We'll see how that impacts things. And Seattle hasn't had the easiest start to the season, but let's take a look at their series real quick on who they've played so far. So Seattle, they played the Yankees last week, but you lost 2 out of 3 on the road to the Angels, which is a team that you should theoretically beat. And then you played the Guardians, split the series with them. You did get one out of the Yankees, but if you want to make a run this year, you cannot lose this game here to get swept in this series, especially against the American League West opponent. But looking at the standings right now, Seattle is second to last behind, in front of the Athletics, while the Rangers and Angels, or actually the Rangers have a half-game lead over both the Angels and Astros. So it'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see how the AL West shapes up. So we'll see if the Astros can still be back. Obviously, the Mariners and Rangers, and we expect the Angels and Athletics to rebuild this year in the AL West. So we will have some games in the Mariners' next series when they play the Houston Astros on Monday night, or Monday afternoon, a getaway game, which a rare Monday getaway game. For some reason, they're fishing that on a Monday. And we will have the Rangers again on Saturday night when they play the Dodgers at 9:10. All right, Mackenzie Gore taking the field for Texas, and should be all set to go here. Like I said, 16 strikeouts this season. And average batting average against 190. So good start to the season. Curveball usage is the fourth highest among AL starters. So we'll see how that affects them today. So some keys to look out for. Julio Rodriguez and Arozarena have not hit ever against Mackenzie Gore. So interesting note there. It is an interesting choice to have Rob Refsnyder lead off here. All right, so it looks like the roof is closed for this one. Like we said, the defensive lineup, Jansen at catcher, Duran, Seager, Smith, and Berger. In the infield, Langford, Carter, Nimmo in the outfield for the Rangers. So see how they can do defensively this evening, or this afternoon. Refsnyder getting his final warm-ups in. All right, so here comes to the plate Rob Refsnyder to lead us off for this one. Of course, he still has not had a hit this season. We'll see if that changes here this afternoon. Of course, he was a former Texas Ranger. And here we go. The first pitch for Gore is a called strike, and we are underway for some afternoon baseball here on the Three's a Crowd Network. Like I said, 0-13 at 890 OPS with Boston last year. The second pitch is called strike. I would tap the helmet. Over Refsnyder, I guess not. Instead, he falls into an 0-2 count. That was definitely on the outside looking at it. And misses low, 1-2. It's like wind gusts on the outside are about 20 miles an hour. That's nothing compared to here in Orlando right now. Let's see. As the pitch Outside 2-2. So right now, gusts are up to 31 miles an hour. We have a stalled front over us here in Orlando right now. All right, here we go. Ref Snyder hits one deep to left. It is Hook's foul at the last second. That is, yep. Would have been gone if it was fair. The count is 2-2. Upstairs, 3-2. So here we go. And the 3-2 is a ball 4. Leadoff walk for the Mariners for Rob Ref Snyder. Now the runner-up to MVP Cal Raleigh taking the plate right now. Like we said, has struggled to the season, batting 156 to start. Now here's the first on misses inside, ball 1. He has 2 hits in his last 16 at-bats. An average of 156, 1 homer. Hopefully this isn't a trend. That one swung on and missed down the middle. Strike 1. Of course, he won the home run derby last year. The 1-1 swung on a miss, strike 2. Misses outside the zone there. All right, here we go. The 1-2 to Cal Raleigh. Called strike down the middle. So down goes Cal Raleigh on strikes. Yeah, that was not something we saw from him last season. If you get a pitch right down the middle like that, that is uncharacteristic that we've seen from Cal Raleigh. Now it's Julio Rodriguez, batting 152 to start the season. Another Mariner with a slow start. Now, there's still a lot of season to go, over 150, actually over 100, about 148 games remaining. He's still got time. Oh, he swung way out of there. Strike 1. That was that curveball there that we're talking about in the pregame for Mackenzie Gore. And that one misses low. Ball 2. Here's the 2-1. Misses low, 3-1 now. And 3-1. Called ball 4. So it's going to be J-Rod and Ref Snyder on base here. The Mariners have runners on first and second with 1 out. So Randy Rosarena is up to the plate now, batting .268 to start the season. Here's the first pitch. Check swing is a called strike. So he's averaging, Rosarena averaging .385 batting average on the road in this current road trip right now. Swung at that one, strike two. Now the 0-2 count. And misses that one, 1-2. Seattle this series, they're 1-7 with runners in scoring position. So we'll see. They can break out of that slump here. And they had a disengagement there. The Ref Snyder was trying to pick up Ref Snyder at second. All right, here we go. The 1-2. And he did not go. So it's 2-2. Just held back in the last second. The 2-2. Called strike three for Rosarena. And two down for the Mariners with runners at first and second in the top of the first. Brendan Donovan coming to the plate for Seattle. There we go. Donovan at the plate, batting average at .343. First pitch is missed, ball one. Brendan Donovan's been really good down the middle this season in terms of seeing pitches. And that second one is 1-1. Misses down low to the right. Seventh highest OBS in the majors at 1.107. And fouls that one off, 1-2. Now the 1-2 fouls it off. Count remains 1-2. Now the 1-2 pitch swung on and missed, strike three. So Gore strikes out three, but allows two runners, and the Mariners strand those two runners on. Rangers batting when we come back. All right, we are back at the batting order for the Rangers, led off by Nimmo, Langford, Seager, in the middle, Berger, Peterson, Carter, and to end the order with Jensen, Smith, and Duran. Brian Wu coming into this one. 2 starts this season, 2 walks allowed, 15 strikeouts this season. And the defense looks like this: Garver, Donovan, Crawford, Young. We'll get that in a second as Brendan Nimmo takes the plate now. First pitch is a ball, 1-0-1. Or excuse me, a strike, 0-1, yep. It's a great job to get out of that inning for the Rangers on the last one. That one skied and fouled. And Nimmo's behind in the count, 0-2 to start. He's batting .326 to start the season for the Rangers. His former New York Met coming over in free agency. And now here's the 0-2 pitch from Wu. That is slowly grounded to third. And that's going to be a hit for Nimmo. Infield single for him. As the third baseman couldn't get to that one. So the Rangers have a leadoff man on base. Now Wyatt Langford next up. Slow start to the season, batting .170. It's a great slow roller there down the third base line. And the first pitch to Langford is a ball outside, 1-0. And that one for Langford is fouled off to the right. 1-1. The 1-1. That's a fly ball deep to right. Giving chase on the fly, and it's caught in right field by Rob Refsnyder. So one gone now for the Rangers, and now it is Corey Seager. So 3 homers and 6 RBIs to start the season for Corey Seager. .250 batting average to start the year. 6 for 9 in his career versus Wu, including 2 homers. Here's the pitch outside. Ball 1. Now the 1-0, Seager flies this one into the gap and caught in center by Rodriguez. So 2 away after the fly out for Seager. Now this is Jake Berger. So here we go. Berger with a .295 batting average. Here's the first pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 1. With a fastball there. Jake Berger with 6 extra base hits leads the Rangers in that category. Here's the 0-2. That's a fly ball deep to left. That one's getting carried. On the warning track, it is caught on the warning track by Rosarena. So not enough to get out there. So one runner stranded for the Rangers. Top of the second coming up when we come back. All right, we are back underway. Top of the second inning. It's going to be Mitch Garver at the plate for Seattle here. Still has not had a hit yet this season. So the first one was a ball. The second pitch is a ball as well. 2-0 pitch. Misses ball 3. So Gordon definitely seems to be having trouble with the command here. Here we go. Called strike. Strike 1. So this season he's 0-5 at the plate. Let's just see how many games he's played. And that is a ground ball to third. Diving catch there. And the throw to first is in time. What a play there for Ezekiel Duran defensively at third. Making the diving catch on his left side. And an easy throw to first there after that. So it'll be J.P. Crawford coming to the plate for Seattle. Excuse me. He is 1 for 43. Oh, down the middle. That's a fly ball to center and caught. So a line out there for Crawford to the center fielder Carter on just one pitch. Now Connor Joe, who's just called up from AAA Tacoma today. .42 games last year with San Diego and Cincinnati. 186 batting average. Of course, I remember with the Pirates at one point. That will be a called strike. Strike 1 for Connor Joe. And it takes a strike. Strike 2. Of course, Connor Joe on his 6th big league team already in his career. .33-year-old from San Diego. That one misses. Ball 1. Played with the Giants, Rockies, Pirates, uh, Padres, and Reds last year. Now playing for Seattle right now, making his team debut. And misses, ball two. So it counts 2-2 with 2 outs in the top of the second. That one misses again. Count full 3-2. And that is a swing and miss, strike three. So all three batters out. The side is retired. And Mackenzie Gore, 4 strikeouts to start here in the first 2 innings. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. All right, we are back. Bottom of the second. Rangers coming to plate right now. This is Jock Peterson, the designated hitter for Jock Peterson. 3 hits his last 9 at bats. Another slow start to the season for him, averaging 130. But it's good to see his recent form coming to play. And there's a fly ball to left. And it looks like Rosarena barely has to move to get that one. The first out of the inning for Texas. Evan Carter to the plate now. As a reminder, we have NBA Thursday coming up. Celtics Knicks at 7:30. That's our last regular season game of the NBA season. Technically, last single focus regular season NBA game tomorrow night. There you go. The first pitch is a strike to Carter. So it looks like Brian Woof on 13 pitches, not a single strikeout tonight or this evening, or this afternoon. And it looks like we have a challenge of a call. Was initially a strike, and it is a strike. Mariners challenged. Or excuse me, it was a ball, and it is a strike. So the count now goes to 0-2 for Evan Carter. Good challenge there for Kyle Raleigh. And that pitch misses high. 1-2. The 1-2 misses high. 2-2. They're talking about the question of doing ABS challenging. Just thought Seattle player should have done it the first. We got a fly ball to center, and that is out. Number 2. J-Rod getting that one out in left center. And 2 away now for the Mariners as Danny Jansen comes to the plate. And here we go. Batting .222 to start the season. First pitch is a pop-up. First base side looks playable here. And it'll be caught, and the side is retired. So 2 down. 2 down for the Rangers. Another 1-2-3. Quick second inning. We'll take a break, and we'll be right back. All right, we are back. Mackenzie Gore returned to the mound with 4 strikeouts in the first 2 innings. It's going to be Colby Young to the plate for Texas here. So the first pitch is a called strike. Strike 1. So we have the start of the bottom of the order for the Seattle Mariners here. We go 1. That is fouled off to the left. 0-2. Now here's the 0-2. Misses high, 1-2. So he's done better against right-handers this season with a batting average of average against 177, as that is going to be a curveball outside, 2-2. Now the 2-2 pitch. That one misses outside, 3-2. Now the 3-2, that's swung outside. That's a ground ball. The toss to the pitcher to first is out. So they get the leadoff man out, and now the leadoff batter here for the Mariners, Rob Refsnyder, come to the plate. Let's go back to the top of the order. So Refsnyder had to walk his first time up. And he checks swing called strike. The 0-1 misses low, 1-1. So Cal Raleigh will be up next. That one misses low inside, 2-1. So Gore will have to face him in this inning. And that is a ground ball. Foul, 2-2. First inning, 26 pitches. Second inning, 12. He's got 10 already this inning. Here's the 3-2. Missed outside. 3-2. There we go. Pitch number 50 for Gore. It is called strike 3. Off the curveball, and now comes Cal Raleigh, who struck out looking his first time up. So Cal Raleigh to the plate. First is a strike down the middle. And the second misses low. 1-1. So we'll see if Cal Raleigh can get things going here. 1-1. Check strike. That's a called strike 2. Or is it? No, they're saying it went around. And though he pulled away what seemed like the last second. The count is 1-2 to Cal Raleigh. Here's the pitch. Misses. 2-2. Now the 2-2. That is grounded to short. The first is in time. So Mackenzie Gore, 3 pitches, 5 strikeouts, no hits allowed. We'll take a break. We'll be back after this. All right, we are back, bottom third. Smith at the plate. That's a fly ball to right. Going back to the wall. It is on the chase. It is caught on the outfield for a home run robbery. Great defensive play for Rob Refsnyder, giving a lot of chase to that. And caught there in the corner. Let's take a look at this again. Exit velo of 101 miles an hour. Great chase for Refsnyder. That was going to be gone. On the jump there for Refsnyder. What a catch. Now it's Ezekiel Duran at the plate. First pitch is a strike. Now the 0-1. Misses. Or nope, that's going to be called strike 2. Okay, looking at the monitor here, it is. That was a good call. And now here's the 0-2. And fouls it off right side. 0-2. The 0-2 pitch misses high, 1-2. So here we go. Chance here for Ezekiel Duran. Batting .250 this season. That one misses on the outside, 2-2. Now the 2-2, swung on a miss, strike 3. So Duran's down on strikes. Now we go back to the top of the order for the Mariners. As Brandon Nimmo, who had the only hit, which was an infield single. So there have been no hits to the outfield yet. We came pretty close to one leaving the yard on the leadoff pitch for Josh Smith. And Nimmo gets that one. Deep ball to center. Over the head of J-Rod, and it's a base hit for Nimmo. Second of the day. Nimmo will stay at second for a double. Let's take a look at this one again. Looking at J-Rod there in center. Gets carry all the way out. And just stopped. He tried to anticipate a jump, but just went over his head there. Now Wyatt Langford's going to come up here. The Rangers have a runner in scoring position here with 2 outs. See what Wyatt Langford can do here. Swung and a miss, strike 1. So the Rangers of this series 3 for 9 with runners in scoring position. And that one is fouled back. 0-2. Quick final. Padres beat the Pirates 8-2 at PNC Park in that getaway game. 0-2 pitch here. Misses high. 1-2. Of course, a day full of day baseball. About 11 day games, and then 4 night games tonight. That one misses again, 2-2. Or nope, they called that a swinging strike 3. Said he went there. So Nimmo stranded at second. He's stranded on base for the second time. As we end the third inning, we'll take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, we are back. Looking at Jake Burr's defensive performance, he's been good this season. So, looks like J-Rod at the plate now. He's 0-1. First pitch is a called strike. Excuse me 1 second. Okay, I am back as we have a strikeout for Julio Rodriguez. So with one out here. So Randy Rosarena at the plate. He struck out. Excuse me, his last time up. Now here's the 0-1. Fouled back. 0-2. Now the 0-2 misses low. 1-2. Now the 1-2. Swung on a miss. Strike 3 to a Rosarena. That's 7 strikeouts for Mackenzie Gore this afternoon. Now Brendan Donovan comes to the plate for Seattle. He also struck out his last time up. That first pitch is a called strike. Strike one. The 0-1. And fastball, strike two. Let's see. There are a couple Seattle should have challenged that one. The last two, in my opinion. And that one misses. Ball one in the dirt. So the count is 1-2. There's the curveball 40% of the time. Here's the pitch. And they're going to say that's a swinging strike. Strike three. That's 8 strikeouts for Mackenzie Gore. So we'll take a quick break here. Rangers batting. We come back. All right, Corey Seager at the plate for Texas right now. First pitch is a ball, missing high, 1-0. Taking a look at the power stats here. Hitters this season, 48% hard hit rate, leading the majors in that category. And that pitch is in the dirt, 2-0. So Seager 0-1. Flew out back in his last plate appearance. Now 2-0. Fouled back, 2-1. Now here is the 2-1 pitch to Seager. And that's a called strike. Again, not seeing the ABS challenge system used I would say he should have called that one. And that one misses, count full 3-2. Now here's the 3-2 pitch. It is outside, ball 4. And Corey Seager is on base now. So I'll bring up Jake Berger. Also, a reminder, coming up Friday Night Football, the Orlando Storm taking on Louisville Kings in our UFL broadcast of the week. Cover starts at 8 o'clock Eastern as Berger hits that one foul. Off the sinker. So Jake Berger, 2 homers this season, 7 RBI. The outside, 1-1. The 1-1 swung on a missed. Strike 2. All right, here we go. The 1-2 pitch with the runner on. Misses high. 2-2. Two pitch. It's a ground ball to short. Gets it at second and at first, the double play. So the Mariners get rid of the runners on bases. And so looking at the exit velo here, was 95 miles an hour. And now it's Pedersen at the plate. So here we go. With 2 outs, no runners on in the bottom of the 4th. And that ball is flied into center, and J-Rod is there to get that. To retire the side, no runs scored yet through 4. Mackenzie Cork coming back out. 8 strikeouts so far. When we come back. All right, we are back talking about Mackenzie Gore and how he's done so far today. 8 strikeouts, no hits allowed through 4 innings. As at the plate now is Mitch Garver, who's starting at catcher today with Cal Rowley, the designated hitter. Getting the day off from catching today. Oh, that went off of home plate umpire Brock Balu's mask, so hopefully he's all right. Seems to be okay. And we play on. So the 0-1 count. And that is a called strike 2. I'm surprised Garver's not challenging. So that was on the inside. Looked like a miss. So here's the 0-2. Fouled off. He stays alive here. 0-2. And now the 0-2 here. And the dart, we'll see if he went in. It is a ball. 1-2. So Mackenzie Gore already 71 pitches. We'll see how long they keep him in for. That's the key. And that misses. Or nope, that's going to be a foul ball again. Of course, the Rangers 2023 World Series champions. Still looking for that success that they once had back then. They still got the talent. We'll see if they can put it together. That misses in the dirt. 2-2 the count now. Now the 2-2. It's going to be popped up. Oh, and nearly caught that one. There's catchable there for the catcher, Danny Jansen. He took off, just could not get that secure in the glove in foul territory. All right, here we go. The 2-2. That one is going to be a base hit into left. Mitch Garver's going to have a single for the first Mariners hit of the day on Mackenzie Gore. There you go. Big hit there. Now J.P. Crawford comes to the plate. Lined out to center his last time up. And that one is on the outside. 1-0. And that one misses again. 2-0. So with Garver at first, 2-0 is the count now. Crawford hits that one foul left side. Looks like it's playable. Now it's going to go in the seats. Not even the first section of seats there on the third base side. So looking at Travis Jankowski, the first season as a first base coach for the Rangers. Didn't know he retired. 2-1. And misses on the outside. We're going to get a challenge. Looks like the catcher, Jansen's challenging, and it is a strike. So it will... Call is overturned. So the Rangers will have 2 remaining. That was swung on and missed way outside. And Crawford strikes out. 1 away now in the top of the 5th. Now Connor Joe comes to the plate. Struck out his first time up. So that one broke away for him there. It was a great pitch there. Gore's up to 80 pitches now on the afternoon. First pitch, fouled off to the right for Connor Joe. Now here is the 0-1. That's a ground ball to short. Throw to second in time, first base in time, and the double play to get out of this one. Halfway through this one, no score. Rangers coming up next. All right, we are back. Evan Carter at the plate. First pitch is a strike down the middle. First plate appearance for Carter was a flyout his last time up. All right, so the 0-1 pitch is fouled off. 0-2. And the 0-2 is a called ball. 1-2 the count now. Now the 1-2 pitch. Ooh, on the inside, nearly got him. So the count's 2-2 in the bottom of the fifth with no outs. Here we go, the 2-2, and that misses on the outside. Counts full 3-2. Here we go, the 3-2. Fouled off. So I'm going to throw another one here, 3-2, the count. A 3-2. That one is skied into center. J-Rod's there for the first out of the inning. So I'll bring up the catcher, Jansen, to the plate, who fouled out in the first inning. As a reminder, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more streams. Back again tomorrow. NBA coverage at 2:35 Eastern Time. Or no, that's today's coverage. Tomorrow, basketball coverage. Celtics Knicks at 7:30 Eastern. Tune into that. Called strike down the middle. 0-1. So Danny Jansen 0 for 1 with the foul out, like we said before. And the 0-1 swung on and missed, strike 2. So we'll see what happens here the rest of the way. That one misses. 1-2. Okay, it looks like Brian Root just hit the 50 pitch mark. He's a couple pitches ago. In fact, he's at 52 now. So it took more than half the game to get there, though. The 1-2. Fly ball left side into the seats. It's like no one went after that. All right, here we go. Count 1-2 with 1 out. Bottom of the fifth. And the pitch is fouled off into the net. 1-2. So the pitch clock was dangerously running low. There we go. Called. And it's a ball. Just saved it there on the check swing. Count remains 2-2. The 2-2 pitch is a ground ball to third. And Donovan falls down, but it's going to be a base hit for Danny Jansen. So looking at that, Donovan tried to ground it. Unable to plant his foot, he falls down. And it's an infield single for Danny Jansen. Now here's Josh Smith. Struggled this season with a batting average of .091. That one swung on a miss, strike 1. And the 0-1 misses high. Count is 1-1. The 1-1 pitch, swung on a miss, strike two, way down low, out of the zone. So 1-2 count, 1 out, runner at first for the Rangers. The 1-2, grounded foul. Count remains at 1-2. So 6 infield hits in this series. Count is 1-2. That one is going to be a base hit in the outfield. And Jansen turns, he's going to stay at second. So runners will stay at first and second for the Rangers with 1 out. And Smith is aboard for a base hit. Now Ezekiel Duran back. So that hit got Smith's batting average to over 100. He's at 118 now. All right. So with 1 out, runners on first and second. Now it's the bottom hit, or the order hitter, Ezekiel Duran at the plate. So we'll see what happens here. First pitch from Wu to Duran. Was it 61? That is a called strike, or no, they're going to call it a swing strike. Strike 1. Oh, 1. Swing and miss, strike 2. Duran struck out his first time up. Now the 0-2 is missed high, ball 1, 1-2 the count. One, 2 count. That is going to be fouled away. So it's still 1 ball, 2 strikes. Of course, this is the most, in the terms of pitch count by inning, this is the most he's pitched in an inning right now. He's up to his 24th pitch here, and timeout called by the batter. Nobody was called for Mitch Garver. No, here's the 1-2. That is going to be a base hit again. It looks like they're going to hold Jansen at third, and now the bases are loaded with 1 out for Texas here. So 3 straight singles. We'll see if this might be it for Brian Wu. But, of course, you got to play 5 innings for a decision. He doesn't have a decision this season. All right, Brian Wu. So the opponent's OPS versus him, 523 with the 7, 8, 9 holes hitters. Those are all who are on base now for Texas. This is the first pitch to Brandon Nimmo's 2 for 2. He's been the hottest hitter for the Rangers so far. So that is going to be fouled off. 1-1. So it looks like we did get breaking news about the discipline from the brawl last night in the Braves Angels game. We'll tell you about that after this pitch here with a 1-1 count. Bases loaded, 1 out. That's a ground ball. And they'll throw to home. And it's missed. The run scores for the Rangers. Second one coming in. And it's a 2-0 lead for the Rangers here. It was off the throwing error. So Jansen with an RBI. Or not. Jansen's the one that scored it. And Smith came in to score as well. Brandon Nimmo. So I think that's going to be grounded into a fielder's choice. And then Nimmo's going to second on the throwing error for I think that was Crawford. Try to throw home to Garver, but 2 runs plated for the Rangers here. So the Rangers scored first. They take a 2-0 lead. So as I was saying Jorge Soler of the Angels and Reynaldo Lopez of the Braves suspended 7 games each. When Soler charged the mound and Lopez punched him while holding a baseball in his hand, and both are appealing the suspension. So as of now, that is the only discipline from that. We'll see if there's any further. So the infield is in for Wyatt Langford, who's 0 for 2. That just misses 1-0 the count. So it looks like Farrer's moving around in the bullpen for the Mariners. So that's a called strike 1 to Langford. And that's outside, 2-1 to Brian Wu. So Wu's 30 pitches into this one. And fouls that one away, 2-2 the count. Now here's the 2-2. It is missed low. 3-2 the count. So looking at the StatCast on that. And it just missed. So 3-2 is the count here. Ball 4. And now bases loaded once again with 1 out. So there's bullpen activity for the Mariners here. As Corey Seager comes to the plate. So Wu's already up to 75 pitches this inning. So nearly, or could have half of his entire pitches from the game happen in this one inning. So that ball's missed outside, 1-0. 1-0 pitch in the dirt. 2 balls, no strikes here. So Seager's 0-1 with a walk. Ooh, swung on a miss, strike 1. So count goes to 2-1 now. And on the 2-1, that one's missed. 2-2 the count. Now the 2-2 pitch. That one's flied into left field. And J-Rod's there. And the runner tags from third. Gonna score. Ezekiel Duran in to score. It's 3-0 to the Rangers. So an RBI fly out there. Or a sac fly for Corey Seager. Will score Duran, and so Jake Burger's going to come to the plate now, who's 0 for 2. So Brian Wu, 3 runs allowed today. That's the most versus the Rangers in the last 4 games started versus this team. So with Wu, his 39th pitch of the inning, here's the pitch down the middle, strike 1. Off the sweeper there. Here's the 0-1, swung on a miss, strike 2. So this is the 40th pitch this inning for Brian Wu. That's a fly ball deep to right center, and it is caught by Ref Snyder, ending the inning, but not after allowing 3 runs in the bottom of the 5th inning. Take a quick break. 6th inning coming up next. All right, we are back top of the sixth inning. And new pitcher coming in for the Rangers, looks like. It's Chris Martin. In 5 games this season, 4 innings pitched, 3 strikeouts. So Cole Young, the rookie, at the plate right now. And that pitch outside, 1-1. So Chris Martin, the 39-year-old from Arlington, Texas, born and raised, playing for his hometown team for the 2nd straight season. Missed again, 2-1. He also played for them from 2018 to 2019 when he was shipped off to Atlanta. Won a World Series with the Braves in 21. Swung on a missed, strike 2. Also won a championship during his time in Japan with the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters back in 2016. Now the 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Made his debut in 2014 with the Rockies after 8 years of not getting selected in Major League Baseball. Signed with the Fort Worth Cats of the United League Baseball. And then tried out with the Grant. So first got signed to affiliated ball in 2011 with the Red Sox. Now the 0-1, that's going to be flied into center field for the second out for Refsnyder. $50% off pizza when the Rangers score 6 runs or more. Code Rangers67 for the promo code for Papa John's. Don't know if you can get that here. That's a pop-up to short, and it's caught for the third out. Okay, so that promotion you can only get at participating DFW, Waco, and Austin area locations, so not here or all the way in Florida. So, no hits allowed there. Middle of the 6th, we'll be back. All right, we are back for the bottom of the sixth inning as the Rangers lead this one 3-0 here. So this series, Rangers have averaged 2.7 runs a game. Mariners only 1. Of course, the Mariners looking to avoid a 5-game losing streak and a 4-9 start to the season. So that pitch is missed on the inside, 1-0. So Jose Ferrer at the plate. So it looks like we have a pinch hitter in here, Andrew McCutchen, into the game now. So it's 1-1, the count. So both teams in the bullpen now as we get to the sixth inning. That is swung on a miss, strike 2 for Andrew McCutchen. Averaging 353 batting average this season, 1 homer, 4 RBI. All right, we are back. So it looks like a new pitcher in for Texas. It is going to be. So let me see. It's going to be Carvello into the game for the Rangers. First pitch, J-Rod hits one deep to left, and that's going to be fouled. I do want to apologize for the back half of that last inning. I was muted. Must have accidentally hit the end when I was looking something up, which mutes on OBS. So I want to apologize that there was no audio. Notice that immediately after that. So hopefully we can get that squared away. I also apologize for some of the buffering that's been going on. Don't know what is happening in that category. So it's 3-0 to the Rangers here. Count is 1-2. That one is fouled away. So the Rangers will have tomorrow off. So they'll play the Dodgers, which we will have that game on Saturday night at 9. And that pitch, a strikeout for Carvello. So for J-Rod, that is his second strikeout. Now Randy Arozarena coming to the plate, who struck out twice. Here we go now. First pitch is popped up to shallow right, and it is going to be caught by the right fielder, Brandon Nimmo. So 2 away now for the Mariners. Still yet to score in this game. So the Mariners road trip coming up, it is the Dodgers away and then the Athletics, Mariners before coming back. I did see earlier that when they play in Seattle, one of those games is going to be nationally televised on Fox. One of those weekends. The 0-2 is outside. 1-1, the count now. So Brendan Donovan comes to the plate. 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts for him. So on the outside, 1-2 the count. And now the 1-2 is on the outside. That's a ground ball to second, throw. The first is in time. So the side is retired. Stretch time in Arlington. So it's the Rangers and Dodgers come this week. We'll have their game Saturday night at 9. Take a break. We'll be right back. All right, we are back here in the bottom of the seventh inning, and looks like Edward Bizzardo on the mound for the Mariners here. So this season, 3.2 innings pitched for the Texas Rangers. That is a fly ball that's going to get over the head of the second baseman and into the outfield for a base hit. So leadoff base in the seventh for Josh Smith. He's 2 for 3 now. Now Ezekiel Duran at the plate. There we go. So Ezekiel Duran at the plate. No outs, runner on first. That one misses, ball 1. So Duran 1 for 2 with a single and a run. 1-0. The throw to first on the pickoff is not in time. Now the 1-0. Ground ball to second. And he got the double play. So 2 away now. No runners on. Top of the order now, Brandon Nimmo to the plate. So 2 hits, single, double, and a fielder's choice. Got the off the throwing error on Nimmo's ground ball, as that misses on the inside low, 1-0. So is that soft contact there? That is 1-1 off the foul. So Brandon Nimmo off that ground ball back in the 5th. That scored the first 2 runs of the game. 1-1 outside. It is 2-1. That's a fly ball for Nimmo into left, or into center, excuse me. J-Rod's there. The camera nearly got away from that, but it is an out for the 3rd out. 7th inning over. We'll take a break. 8th inning coming up. All right, we are back. The Rangers up 3-0 in this one. Looking to sweep the series against Seattle here. And Seattle's trying to avoid a 5-game losing streak here to open up the season for the AL runner-ups last year. And that is a called strike one. So Mitch Garver at the plate, 1 for 2 with a single, which for Seattle's only hit of the ball game so far. Swung on a miss, strike 2, quickly an 0-2 hole for Garver. All right. So the count is 1-2 with no outs. Carvello, the pitch is down the middle, and the first strikeout here for him. Or excuse me, the first strikeout of the 8th inning. Now J.P. Crawford's going to come to the plate, who struck out his last time up. We'll see if that result changes today in this one. That pitch down the middle for a strike. Strike 1. So Crawford's 0 for 2. That pitch is a strike. The 0-2, that's a fly ball to center, and it'll be caught for Carter. And 2 gone now for the Mariners here in the bottom of the 8th. And only 1 hit tonight. I want to apologize. We were muted again. That's on me. We're going to the bottom of the 8th. Okay, we're back. A 3-0 lead for the Rangers. Bottom of the 8th. As Wyatt Langford is at the plate. And there's the 1-0. It's a ground ball to first. Flip to the pitcher. Steps on the bag. It is in time. 1 away now. Let's see. Yup, got there. Step ahead of him. Now here's Corey Seager at the plate. First pitch is a foul down the left. Looks playable, but looks like into one of the box suites there. So here we go, the 0-1. That is a check swing. And he went. They ruled. So it counts 0-2 with 1 out. Here's the pitch. That misses high. So it's 1-2. Swung and a miss. Strike 3. So 2 away now for the Rangers. All right, so Jake Berger at the plate with 2 outs. No runners on. That is a check swing strike. He's 0 for 3 with a flyout in his last, excuse me, at bat. But he has put the ball in play. All 3 plate appearances. 2 flyouts and a ground out into a double play. Now the 0-2 pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 2. And he strikes out the side. End of the 8th. Last chance coming up for the Mariners. We'll take a break and we'll be right back. All right, we are back. Jacob Ladd's coming into the game, the closer for the Rangers. And a great start to the season for him. Opposing hitters are 0 for 28 against him. Or is he in the game? No. They're not. They mention him, but he's not in the game. So instead, it is Cole Winn in the game. 26-year-old from Longmont, Colorado. 6 games this season, 5.1 innings pitched, 2 walks, 5 Ks. So that one's fouled away for Young. 0-2 count now. Well, that's why they're talking about Letts. He's turning 30 today. Congratulations to him. That is a base hit for Chase Young. And he's on here in the top of the 9th with no outs. Looks like they're going to bring on Luke Raley to pinch hit for Refsnyder. So we'll see how he does. So he's averaging 242, 3 homers hit this season. And that is going to miss. Strike 1. That one's hit toward left and a foul. Looking at last night, So last night he missed first base. So he went back. Luckily he got there. Here we go. The 1-2 in the dirt. 2-2 the count now. Here we go, the 2-2 to Rayleigh. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So it looks like it's going to be Cal Raleigh coming up here now. So that one missed, 1-0. So Cal Raleigh's 0 for 3. His batting average goes down to 146. Just has been himself this season for some reason. So 1-0. That is pulled foul. Now the 1-1 misses low, 2-1. Now due up is Julio Rodriguez. We'll see if he comes up. There's not a double play here. The 2-1, the ground into the dirt, 2-2. All right, here we go. 2-2 to Rowdy. Here's the pitch outside. 3-1. All right, I am back. So the count is 3-2 to Raleigh. Here's the pitch. It's a fly ball to left. And it'll be caught for the second out for Cal Raleigh. Julio Rodriguez is due up. So we'll see if Wynn can get the final out here. That's popped up to right. Looks playable. And it is caught, and that will do it. The Rangers will sweep the series against the Mariners. The Mariners have lost 5 straight games. So the Mariners coming up next for their series, they will play the Houston Astros in a 4-game set starting on Friday. And the Rangers have a 3-game series. Or is it 3? Let me check. So, they do not play tomorrow. So a 3-game set. 3-game set with the Dodgers on the road at the start of their road trip. So let's give out our player of the game. And it goes to Mackenzie Gore. Nearly no no hitting through at least 4 innings, and then 9 strikeouts. Credited with the shutout here and the win. So thank you for watching. Join us again tomorrow as the Celtics take on the New York Knicks in the NBA for a last exclusive regular season game. So anyways, thank you for watching. We'll see you again next time. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe, and we'll see you again next time.